Welcome back, my friend. This is a Mythic Legion party with many special guests. Come on, this is not the right intro for a show like this one. A super show, a Mythic Legions party. Maybe it's better like that. Maybe. I don't know, guys. Let's see. Welcome back, everyone. Today is a Mythic Legion party to celebrate over 2 million views. Come on, it's not the right way to start the show. Maybe this one is better. You got your legions when you find affections, you find emotions in a magic world. In a mythic land, in a mythic space, in a mythic life, in a mythic night. You can be a knight, you can be an elf, you can be an orc. Even a skeleton, even a skeleton, a demon. Today is a Mythic Legions party to celebrate over 2 million views. Actually, 2,300,032 views. And I have a super mythic guest. It's my show tonight. The amazing artist Nate Birch. From the 407 studio, I have one and the only Chris Garwich, aka William Smithsonian, aka Steve Rogers, aka The Straight Booth. And I have two amazing customizers like Bill Mancuso, the creator of the Unknown One. And another amazing customizer is Thomas Apollo, and both Bill and Joe have Italian just like me. But I'm not finished with you guys because more is coming. I saw Walter right now. Walter is coming with us. So let's start the show, guys. Let's start. You got your legions when you find your factions. You find emotions in a magic world. Welcome everyone to the Legion party.
Woo! Man down.
There we go, guys. So, are you ready? Maybe like that is better. I try to look you. Oh, we are better like that, or maybe like that. We become a little bit bigger. So like that, I prefer.
Like I'm in a club.
So we have some topic to share together, to share our opinions together. Obviously, all of them are mythic topics. So we start like that. The first topic of the show is Mythic Top 5. So all of you, including myself, obviously, we need to pick our top 5 of Mythic Legions figure releases so far. And when you pick a character, we start with the number 5. You need also to explain why this character is on number 5 or your number 4, etc. So we start with Bill Mancuso. There we go, Bill. Tell me your number 5 Mythic Legions figure released so far.
Wow.
There's only 200 plus figures to draw from.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to make a list of 5, but I remember I really like Brother Mandibulus. He was because he was one of the first ones I painted, the prototypes. And when I painted him, it was just something I really enjoyed doing him. So he was just always, he struck a bone with me.
Awesome. And now it's time for the other Sicilian origin guys of the show, Italian as well. Joe, tell me what is your number 5 and why. Thank you, Dorkler.
Maybe
Thank
I
you,
would say
Paul.
the Barbarian Builder set, because
Oh,
it's 2 in 1, or it's multiple in 1, because you could do so much with it. You can customize it right out of the box, all the extra parts and everything. You can give it its own name. It could be a good guy, bad guy, it doesn't matter. But right off the bat, I think that's a good one to start with.
okay, super cool. It's a super cool set, that one. And now Walter disappeared once again. What happened?
We lost him.
Because it's time to reveal something, guys. Walter is the ghost guest of the show, so he can appear and disappear when he wants. Is something like that. So back
I know how to
go
coax him.
we need to go to Chris Gorwich. But this question is Chris needs to give me 3 answers, because he need to answer with Chris Garwich, with me, William Smithsonian, and with
And straight poop.
I gotta
And
stop
Chris.
coming up. I gotta stop coming up with new names. Jeez, and people gotta stop giving me new names.
I got a few for you.
We don't talk about those, Bill.
Oh man, sugar. 3.
Not one of them.
Dang it! All right, my 3 top 5s. I'm gonna have to go with. It'll be themed. I'm gonna go with Paracon Motu homages. Definitely Keltis. Definitely Chronaw, and definitely Purplor. Those 3 are definitely some favorites, and I wonder who named Purplor. Must have been the Bill. So those are my alternate personality favorites.
That's a good one.
Now it's Nate's turn.
Nate, it's your turn.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. It's Walter's turn.
Because Walter is disappeared. When Walter comes back, he needs to give to us Oliver his top 5 later.
My number 5 is going to be the Barbarian Builder.
That's the same of Joe or the deluxe?
The deluxe, the one that came with at the very beginning.
Male.
Okay.
Yeah, the male. Yep. The
So
male
I believe it's the
Barbarian
same
Builder.
of Joe. It's the same of Joe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my number 5 is something that I still waiting, because I watched the tracking. I believe it arrives next Wednesday from FedEx. And is a figure with accessory pack that Nate knows really well. So is the half giant with the accessory pack. So like someone says, is the noble birch. I like that because I told you many times in our individual interview, because by the way, Nate is one in the top 5 or the top 3 guests, because was many times on the show. Only I believe Brian Flynn was five times, Nate Baby 4, so they are close. However,
He's up there too, isn't he?
Yeah, how many CB done?
CB 3 CB.
Okay.
And how many is Eric?
Chris, how many times do you are? Chris also has
I have a lot of guest starring roles.
I believe 5 on 4, because this time when I did the 1 million views.
1 million. Yep.
The first interview with you, we did another one, I believe, maybe 4. Yeah. So you are close to Nate in the position on the top 5 of the guests. Speaking of many times. However, my favorite was that because I like giants, also in wrestling, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I like barbarian style, bearded guy, Viking guys, and this character is super cool because it's so different if you compare this character with the accessories between the other ogre size character. And I like the vibes. This is really strong, big guy, badass, and I like because I like it could be maybe a leader of a group of ogre barbarian size, no more than Bolt of the Tower. This is a good figure. I have also Bolthor, but this one is something that I'm really looking forward to have to do the review next week because I'm a crazy guy. Because when I work on reviews, I start working and in the night until the 9 a.m. I'm really crazy when I go in the machine of my making videos. So sometimes I upload during the coverage of the Comic Con, whatever Comic Con. Sometimes I put 14 videos, so a lot.
That's a lot.
What time is it for you, like
Walter
5
still
o'clock right now?
disappears far. Thank you also, Mark R, for your congrats. One of you say something, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bill,
What time is it for you? Is it like 5 in the morning?
No, it's only 3 in the morning and 17. And I had a dinner few minutes before the show. It's normal. I was earlier tonight because when I am really busy to do my stuff on YouTube in both channels, etc. I sometimes was really crazy along with my girlfriend, and she was also a little bit crazy, a little bit hysteric because of that. We had a dinner one times, I believe 5 a.m., 6 a.m. because it was too busy to stop myself to have a dinner. So this is how I crazy because I'm a guy of the night. So I also when I was only a musician or as a writer, I was at the time a guy I go to sleep 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And now with these channels, both channels with the US audience, I become wild with that.
You're a robot. You're a machine.
Yes. I'm a guy. I don't that I put a big effort in my stuff as an artist in general. Now as a YouTuber, but also as a writer. Because, for example, as a writer, I publish 5 novels, but I wrote until so far. If I exclude a novel that is only in the beginning, I wrote 37 novels since 2007. Because also I'm a writer machine. As a musician, I did hundreds of songs. Some of them go to the trash can in my desktop, no? But I did hundreds of songs. And everybody in every type of art were surprised about this production, never stop production.
Well, you have a new song with every interview too.
Yes, but I don't recall the lyrics of all of them because they are impromptu.
Good thing you record them.
They are recorded because every episode is recorded. There is a playlist on the channel called Mr. Alan Super Show. You can see all 65, including this one episode of the show.
It'll be like a punk album where every song is less than 2 minutes.
Yes.
It's like blast right through them.
So now we move to the number 4 of this Mythic Legions top 5 with only figure releases so far. So not the figure that are not released or only pre-order or something like that, or was not in pre-order now, but we haven't in hand so far. So let's start with number 4, and now the number 4 we start with Joe because I try to be random.
I would go with the Cavern Dwarf. I've customized a lot of Cavern Dwarfs. Again, it's another unnamed character. It comes with 2 heads, so you can swap some things around there and be creative with it. And I that was the first figure that I had quite a few of. Like, I would purposefully get like 5 just to keep one as is and the rest to mess with. So yeah, mine would be Cavern Dwarf number 4.
Is a super cool figure. That one. It was my 3rd dwarf that I got in my collection. I also is only because I'm a guy like that as a collector. To me, I know that the deluxe figure have less paint, no, but when you got like for example the deluxe Legion Builder wave, to me
He's
is
frozen.
like a premier wave, no? Because you add, no. For example, to me, I'm more interested with one of the deluxe figure, the deluxe Legion Builder wave, that the power configures. The power figures are cool, but they are you find the same ad with the different paints, no. In the deluxe, we got something new. So I'm a guy also because if you watch a fantasy movie, I watch many of this stuff to get inspiration for secret project that I'm still working. And so I watch many medieval stuff. And when you watch this show, you see the armor of the character, the knights in the show, in the movie, are really basic, no?
Mm.
So when you got the deluxe Legion Builder with this Legion Builder with the armor with not much details, is in my opinion is also realistic too, because in general the armor haven't a lot of details. Speaking of colors, no. So to me, I'm a guy that I consider in the same way Legion Builder that not the Legion Builder because it depends of the sculpt of the head. In general, in my project because they create a huge chess game that will not only a chess so far is only a chess game, but the projects do something bigger and more than a chess game. And create a storyline in this chess game. And by the way, the board of the chess game is 5 feet 11 inches wide, so it's really big. And I create a series of stop motion related with the storyline of the chess game. So with two factions, because in the chess game we have white versus black, no? But in the same time, I pick some character of them. Now I have, I believe, I'm really bad with numbers to count something, no? So, but I believe 8 per 6, 48 plus 10, 58 figures I have right now. And I choose each character from my story. For example, in my show, in my story, in my stop motion, in my project of Mythic, I don't want figure with the same head sculpt, no. I don't want to figure of the same character because I need every also in a Legion of Knights. I want each knight have a different head, no. This is my idea. So my way to collect Mythic Legions is related with that. Also because the reason why I start with that because I remember when I got Kim Brond, my first figure, I, as a writer, as a creator of story, I thought this guy asked me, give me a story. No, I know there is an awesome story in the line. It's one of the things that I like to this line, the storyline. But because I'm a writer, there is many customizers that customize the figure. I'm a customizer too, but not in this line, in the WWF Hasbro figures. And maybe later I will show you some stop motion. But for Mythic Legions, to me, I'm a customizer of the storyline and maybe to create the scene because the figure needs a scene, a diorama. And if you watch some of my review, you can see I did also some shots on this channel to show this huge diorama that I have, like a forest with real stone, real woods. There is a wall in my toy room. It is composed by 3 huge diorama. Was made by my father, by the way.
Nice.
It was made by real stone, so really super cool stuff. But now back on track because I'm Italian and maybe I talk too much. What? So let's go with let's come back on track with Bill, and Bill, is your turn to give us your number 4.
I'm gonna go with Hagnon because it glows in the dark and
Green.
It's got so much detail on its face you can't see it. It's like a secret surprise for customizing paint jobs.
Yes, it's cool. It's cool. I love Agnon. I love Agnon because I love Ghost, and I hope in future to have more Ghost in the line because it's a type. For example,
He's not a lonely ghost.
I want more Ghost in the line.
Yeah.
It's a type of race, if we can call race Ghost, that I want in my storyline. For example, I don't need demons, for example, or not so much anthropomorphic guys, the guys with the head of like an animal. Oh, I got Kratos, but because Kratos have a mystique, something special in this character. No, it's not just an animal with armor. It's something magic in this mystique of this character. You feel that. But in general, the ghost. I need more ghosts, however, for my project.
Mhm.
And
Blue
now
ones.
it's
You
time.
need glow in the dark blue ones.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Glow in the
Not gonna
dark.
happen.
Right here, there is. I need to do like so. It's a problem with the fingers, but now it's time for the. We can see. We can say, speaking especially for the graphic artist, visual artist, the main artist of the show, the one and the only Nate Burch.
I'm not the only artist.
Not the only. I'm a myself. I'm a multitasking artist, so I do many stuff. But speaking of paint art, visual art, graphic art, paints art, this is your you take over everybody right here with that, man.
Thank you. Are we allowed to pick characters that we don't have in hand yet?
No.
No. See, if a part of the current shipping, yes, but it's something that for the future wave we talk about later.
Nothing.
For Toxus, we talk about later, for example.
Nothing past the Lex Legion builder.
Nothing past that. So I guess my number 4. I actually got to jot down some notes here, so I actually kind of thought about it. I'm going to say I'm basing most of these off of the figures that I just don't put away, the figures that are always out, the figures that are always on the shelf. I just can't put them away. And one of those is Romulus for me. I don't know what it is about that guy. I gave him a cape, a customized cape. Yeah, that one right there. But I have mine. That's the test, right? We showed that on the show the other day.
Yeah.
Check him out. He's such a good figure. I love the asymmetry. I'm always a fan of asymmetry in figures. So the armored arm, the unarmored arm, unarmored arm. Anyway, there you go. So yeah, there's just something about him that I can't put him away. So for that, he's got to be my number 4. I was gonna say Cavern Dwarf, but I'm just kidding. Joe.
Stop
The
copying
Cavern
Joe.
Dwarf is the same of Joe.
Yep.
So it's time for Stray Poofs, aka Steve Roger, Williams, and Chris. So three name, man.
All 3 of these guys agree that this is the number 4.
So you're lucky now for the number 4.
You know what? It was a coincidence. We all had the same thought. I'm going to go with a crowd favorite, the cherubic-faced Deltagar.
Okay, and why?
Because he's got a cool green Spartan helmet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Now I have a silly question to Chris. When you watch yourself in the mirror, so when you speak with yourself, you call the other guy that looks like you in the mirror. You call him Stray Poof, William Smithsonian, Steve Roger, or Chris. What name you choose in the morning when you wake up?
It's always Triss.
William Steve Poop.
Chris.
It's every morning. Wait, who are you?
Anymore, it's turning into that, right? It's like, what happened here?
Yeah, you might as well start calling me Moon Knight.
I don't.
What phase are you in today?
Still disappear, Walter. He had only a little appearance in the beginning. I don't know
Always leave him wanting more. That's his motto.
Okay. And now I want, before to start to continue the top 5, I want to do an experiment with all of you guys. So I want, let's see what happens. Maybe it will be a disaster. I don't know. But I won't try
It'd be fun if it's a disaster.
I won't try to put all of you to singing the Mythic Legion song with me. So maybe only you, because if I sing, I can't hear you. So
I know one
Let's
line,
see
and I sing it in the office all the time.
So I give you the main line of the song. The main line that you can repeat over and over just for fun right now is "You got your allegiance when you find your faction." Okay. So I give you an example of words like that.
You got your legions.
You got your allegiance when you find your factions. So let's try. 1, 3, 2, 1. You got your
Allegiance.
When you find
your factions. You got your allegiance.
you can be
When
a
you
North.
find your factions. Maybe let's try to
wait.
do also the
Tell me to be
second
quiet.
line. Because it's you
I need a
got your
teleprompter.
you find your faction. The lyrics are for the main phrase because we need because they gave you only 1/2 of the refrain. It's not enough. So you got your religion when you find your faction. You find emotions into the magic world.
I gotta write this down.
You got
Yeah.
your
Dude,
religion.
we needed a band practice before
Yeah,
this.
we need the rehearsal.
Yeah.
Somebody has to type it in the comments so that we can put it up on the screen and we can read it.
I'm ready for or even a skeleton.
Awesome. The part is later. Got your allegiance when you find your
Factions.
you find
emotion
in a
in
magic
the
world.
In America.
Again, you got your allegiance
I got
when
that
you
one down.
find your faction.
When you find your faction,
You find emotions
you find emotions.
in a magic
magic
world.
world.
Well,
In a mythic land, in a mythic space, in a mythic life, or even a skeleton. What a skeleton. And now we come back to the beginning. We got your allegiance when you find your faction.
Factions.
You find
Find emotion
into a
in a
magic
magic
world.
world.
And now only you five in the song. 1, 3,
oh,
2,
great.
1.
You find your faction. Wait, find your faction.
I'm just gonna play the drums, all right?
Yeah.
And something, but only in America.
And now we start to do the solo for each of you. So
No.
Right.
now
Han
is
solo?
the solo for Chris. 3, 2, 1. You got
You got your legions when you find your faction. I don't remember the next part.
In
in
America.
a magic.
America. That's all I can remember.
And now is the turn for Nate. There
Oh,
we
no.
go. 3, 2. You got
You got your legions.
find
You find your faction. You find emotion.
emotions
Emotions. There you go.
in a
In
magic.
the magic world.
Again with Nate. You got
Yeah.
you got a bonus. Nate. You got your legions.
When you find your faction,
You find emotion
you find emotion. That's what it is.
into a magic world.
That.
And now it's the turn of Bill. You got come on. You need to say you got your legion when you find your factions.
You got your legions when you find your factions.
You find
Find
emotions.
You
emotions.
find emotions. I gotta write it down because I'm gonna.
Yeah.
No, die. Come on.
God, Bill.
Come on, Bill, die. Die is come on in Italian. Come on, Bill.
It's the-
3, 2, and now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, Bill sing a song.
You find your factions when you find your legions
Emotions
in emotion, America.
And now
You can
it's
be
the
an
turn
orc.
of
You can
Joe.
be a skeleton
But you won't say
in a
that.
magic
You can
world.
be a knife, you can be an orc,
No,
you can be
be
an
an
elf,
elf, you can be a skeleton.
even a skeleton, even a skeleton.
This is just rehearsal,
Come
right?
on,
We're
Joe,
not live
I
yet.
was expected that you show the skull and you missed the opportunity. Even a skeleton.
Even a skeleton.
Come on, Joe Skeleton.
Now it's time to Joe to singing. And there is a delay between me and you, Joe, or your skull arrives too
That's
late.
what it is. It's a delay.
Even Joe's
Yeah.
skeleton.
So,
Yeah,
Joe,
skeleton's
it's time-
supposed to come at the end. You always finish with skeleton. Everybody's finished with skeleton.
even a skeleton. And now it's time to Joe for his solo with the Mythic Legion song. 3, 2, you got your.
At your allegiance, where you find your faction, find emotion in a magic world.
In America.
And now together, you got your legions. When you
When you
find
find
your
your
faction,
faction,
you find emotion
emotion.
You
in
find
the
your
magic world.
Yeah.
I feel like Fozzie Bear.
Now, guys, we are ready to do a concert
Waka
together.
waka.
I'm just trying not to swear. That's all. I'm constantly censoring myself.
Now we're back on track with the Mythic Legion top 5 with the figure released so far. So we
We're on
start
2,
with
right?
I know, I
3.
forgot to say my
We're on
number
the third
4.
one now.
Yeah. So my number 4 is
I need a cheat sheet.
my number 4. I believe Alder the Moose, because
Solid choice.
honestly, when I got the Moose, was the first one that I opened in the order that I got from the retailer right here in German, right here, not right here, but more right here than US.
A little bit over there.
Just to drive
When I
down the
opened
street.
Alder, the first things was, wow, it's Christmas, because I most remember me Christmas. I don't know, maybe because actually the animals with Santa Claus are not moose, are the
Reindeer.
Reindeer.
What is the name?
Reindeer.
Reindeer. Okay, because in Italian is renne. Renne is in Italian.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's not far. Speaking of the sounds, so it's not the same. But I don't know why I feel like that also, because you got this big box with this big treasure that you wait for a long time. So it was super cool, and it started with Alder, and wow, it's unbelievable because you forgot that he has the same body, a lower body of a horse, no?
Yep.
You forgot that because all different is the neck, the face, also the little tail. So it's super cool. I like so much.
That little tail is the same thing as the tongue on the Hellfire Goblin.
Yeah.
Piece, right?
Reusable.
Kidding.
I don't know.
Kidding.
For example, I have the Hellfire Goblin because I have the Bug Goblin, and because the demon are cool figure, but are not for my stuff, for my storyline. There is also some comments, so back to the comments. Thank you, Puppyplex Showcase. Blaze Star, one of my solid fans. Thank you to enjoy the party. Thank you, guys. However, guys, I need, because I'm also a little bit narcissist, I need to explain this is over 2 million views. It's over because it's 2 million.
How many over?
I check now the actual number. So let's see. I go to the information on my channel, but the Jurassic connection is really slow. Actually, the amount of views right now in real time is, drum roll, is 2,300,032 946 views right now. So
Yay!
it's over
Wonderful.
20 million. But now, you play drum a little bit, Joe. Why you have this drumstick? What is the secret?
He's a drummer. He's totally
Weapons. He uses them for weapons.
or for customizing.
In 2 episodes of this show with Shartimus Prime, we play music together. With Russ, with Shartimus. He played drums. We did a live version of the song with him, his drums. It was super fun, by the way. And however, it's time for back on track on our top 5. The number 3.
Joe, can you hear us?
Yes.
I don't know if Joe can hear us.
I don't know.
There he goes. Boom, he's out of here.
Yeah. When he wasn't responding to the weapons.
Yeah, it's at the drums.
Feeling,
He disappeared. Now Joe disappeared, guys.
Another one bites the dust.
Queen.
And then there
was
were
a line of Queen. That's right.
Yeah,
We miss Joe, but he will return.
he will return.
he'll be
And maybe also Walter, he will return before the end of the show.
Walter should be ashamed of himself. He can't get his connection going.
Yes, some problem with connection.
He
However,
can't get his straight poop together.
Nope. His
so
poop
I
is all
mentioned
curved.
before to start, when I talk with Nate, I say to Nate, "Wow, this is the first time ever that we will be 6 in the show. It's impossible to be 6 because we were 6 for just a few seconds. We become
About a
5,
minute.
and now we got.
It's actually 7 if you count his dog.
Maybe his dog ate his phone.
Oh, Joe is back.
There we go.
Joe's
about
back.
So,
Welcome back, Joe.
I'm on the other side.
What is the reason why you are a drummer or not? That you have the drumstick?
Only in my heart, not
okay.
professionally. I have a couple snares upstairs. I messed around with it a bit in middle school and would mess around with my buddies' kits. But
You have traps upstairs?
I think that Joe is a good, when Joe speaking, has a good voice to be a storyteller in some video. He's a good voice. Good. I don't know what is the in
Give us an
English
inner world, Joe.
to explain because in Italian to say type of voice you say timbro. I don't know what is the in English when you need to say a type of voice. What is the words?
A narrator?
When, for example, in the color we have higher voice, lower voice,
No, alto and bass.
I've been called a baritone.
Yes, baritone voice.
Yep.
Really strong.
And now all the rest of us are trying to-
masculine voice. It's good for to tell a story.
And in Italian, it's baritone.
Baritone.
No, it's character.
In Italian, it's baritono in Italian.
Buddy.
I was close. I was close.
And now a little Italian lesson for all of you. Before to go to number 3, I want all of you try to present yourself in Italian. So you know to do that. First of all, you need to do, instead to say my name is, you need to say il mio nome è.
Il nome è Giuseppe.
So we start with Joe. Il mio nome è.
Mi nome è Giuseppe.
Joe, I believe Giuseppe. No, Joseph. Yes, I believe Giuseppe in Italian.
Well, yeah, my grandmother would call me that. Giuseppe.
Giuseppe. Joe is because is Joseph is a short version of Joseph. That's right. Okay.
That's right.
Yes, that's true. It's Giuseppe. Bill in Italian, the name is because Bill, I believe, is William, no? So William is Guglielmo in Italian.
Guglielmo.
Oh, yeah, it's like close to Spanish. Guillermo.
Guillermo,
Guglielmo.
exactly, yes. Like Guillermo del Toro, no? Was the
Guillermo.
So let's try it. Il mio nome è Guglielmo.
Il mio nome è Guillermo.
Perfect. And now we go to Chris. In Italian, Chris is because Chris, I believe, is Christopher, no?
Yes. Si.
Trish.
So sì, exactly. So in Italian is Cristoforo.
A Cristoforo.
Exactly. So il
Give it
mio
to me.
nome è Cristoforo.
Say it again.
Yes.
You do it first.
Il mio nome è
Il mio
Cristoforo.
nome. Il mio nome è Cristoforo.
It's good.
It's
Now is
così.
for Nathan in Italian is
Pain in the ass.
Natale or Natalino. I believe Natale.
Natale?
It's weird because Natale is the name that we call Christmas in Italian. So
Nate is full of Christmas cheer, that's for sure.
exactly.
You
So
could say
Nate,
that.
you need to
Nativity?
say
Nativity.
Natale. So il mio nome è Natale.
Il mio nome Natale.
Okay, perfect. For example, I have an English name. Alan is not Italian name. No?
What?
So I'm a crossover between you and Italy. Also because it's bad my English by speaking English. I have 2 channels with English content. So it was a big challenge, to me, to try to do something in English. And also because I learned English with "What you gonna do, brother?" I'll call them at the end.
Yeah.
It was that.
You gotta say your prayers, eat your vitamins.
Exactly. With 24
The queen
points.
rises to the top.
Let me tell you something, Minjing.
When all the little Hulkamaniacs get together.
I remember it was super cool when in your show, Chris, you did the line for Macho Man, that you had the little stuff. Do you remember with the Macho Man's shirt? It was super fun.
The Macho Man shirt, that was one of the best things ever gifted to me by a Bill. Bill picks out great gifts.
Super cool.
I
But
get
now back
inspired
on track
sometimes.
to the top 5, number 3. And we start with Nate, the one and the only, the amazing artist, Nate Bird.
Natale.
My number 3 is going to go to, well, I was going to say Boreas, but we don't have him yet. So I'm going to go with Balius instead. So I think Balius is my number 3, largely because I grew up riding horses. And then while Eric was developing Balius, he reached out to me for some help regarding the tack, which is the saddle, the bridle, and all that stuff. And I in turn reached out to my mom because she's really the expert on horse stuff. And that's we got to have a little bit of design input. Obviously, all the hard work was done by Eric and everyone else that made the prototypes and everything. But yeah, the horse has a special place in my heart.
It's beautiful. I agree with you. In my humble opinion, if I am humble, because I don't know sometimes, but I too much because I'm a guy that I can be humble and narcissist in the same time. So I'm split myself in many personality maybe. However, when I saw Balius for the first time in my hands, wow! In my opinion, this is the best action figure horse ever made in toy business history. No one did something like that. It's beautiful. And I like you said, Nate, the anatomy, everything is perfect. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I agree with you. But now I won't do that with Chris because Chris tried to escape my joke and says the all 3 version of himself pick the same character. So now I decide to go back and forward for the different personality for Chris. So now I want only the number 3 of the stray poop. With the reason why also.
Damn it.
That mug, by the way, that mug is amazing.
This one, do you like it?
Yes.
This one, I give you a few minutes to Chris to think about.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
This one, the reason why I have this one because when I did my first interview with the G.I. Joe Hasbro team, they were 2 times in my show. In the first time, Lenny, or the designer of G.I. Joe, had this mug. It blew my mind. So I asked him, where do you got this stuff? It's super cool. And later he gave me the link to find this beautiful mug. So every time that I do a live stream with the G.I. Joe Hasbro team, me and Lenny become two barbarian at the same time to enjoy the show.
Uh-oh.
It's awesome. It's super mythic. You can find it also on.
Joe left. Joe left to go find the mug.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. It's back. It's back.
Yeah, sorry, it keeps cutting out over here.
Joe,
What are
the
you-
next time you need to bring back also Walter with you.
I was gonna say, what are you, Walter?
Really bring Walter back.
There we go.
We lost Walter.
Walter lost himself.
Hey, I know maybe Blade. It's the same things they told me Brian Flynn, but maybe because you don't know Italian, so I don't know if it's a good compliment or not because I don't know what is your Italian. So, but however, I know that everyone understands me, so this is a good way.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thank you, Blade. Thank you so much.
Why are you uh-ohing, Joe?
Back to the stray poop. What is your number 3?
Straight poop only deals in number 2s.
That was so quick. That was so good.
I was thinking of saving it for the number 2 spot, but I couldn't help it. I had to go with it.
We back to Chris Garwich later. So now we move. We wait to Joe is back.
Joe, you're getting me dizzy here, dude. You're getting me dizzy.
I believe that many times with my guest, I thought, yes, I have a Jurassic connection right here in Italy. I believe that the connection with Joe is more prehistoric than mine.
Everybody's using the Wi-Fi in the house right now. Everybody's doing different things.
It's
so it's
10 o'clock at night. Tell them to go to sleep and get off the Wi-Fi.
That's not how it works.
10 o'clock is to me. By the way, if in the future I will be in US, I connected with your time because when I had a dinner in general every day is 2 a.m. right here, but it's 8 p.m. right there. So I will be perfect in time in US.
Yes, your body will not need any adjusting.
It's like when I go to California. I'm right on time every time in California.
In California, they are 3 hours late, earlier. That's right. Yeah, so
Yeah,
in California,
me.
maybe when I'm really busy, I become connected with California because it become in delay for everything, for the lunch time, dinner time, sleep time. But in general, I connect with the Easter time in general. But also because of my other channel of wrestling channel with Alan Magnetti, my other channel, because I need to do every week
Gotta be up to
live
those
stream
matches.
of wrestling, and the show of wrestling start at 8 Eastern time, so I need to stay on track of that. But now go to the before then it disappear again. Move to Joe to have your number 3 in the Mythic Legions top 5 with a figure released so far.
Well, I was going to say Brother Mandibulus at some point, but it's already been said. I'm going to go with Ilgar. Ilgar is probably my favorite skeleton because he looks like he's like risen from the ground. His armor's all rusted up. His bones are dirty. Maybe there's still some gristle on there. Yeah, that one. And it comes with a dwarf head, which is great. So yes, I would have to go with Ilgar as my number
unique
3.
figure. That's it. And now we move to William Smithsonian. Yes, because the Stray Poof have nothing to say. I hope that William Smithsonian has something to say about the number 3.
It's very rare.
I would have to say Gonks. I would pick Gonks as my number 3
Cool figure.
because he's
And
so
why,
dirty. And
why
grimy.
is number 3?
He's so dirty and grimy, and he just looks like a little badass.
That's true.
good.
I
He's
have
got
guns in my collection.
I like that he has that big head.
He's like a goblin bully.
Yeah.
Like even other goblins don't want to mess with him.
Yes, yes. Maybe it can be because, for example, in my show, stop motion that I still working, also because I have a new secret project that is still a secret. I can say something, but it's really
You working on something?
it's something really big, really big. However, in my storyline, the idea is that in this sub-faction of goblins, in my black faction of the chess game storyline related, in my opinion, the leader of the goblin is the bug goblin because it's really unique, it's mean, it's vicious. But Gongs could be his left arm or his first in command, it's the second one because it's really also because he's a 2.1 of the first 1.0 body strong character. No, it's not. For example, if you compare him with the Nabnik is more slim, no? Than he looks like more beefy, more a warrior, no? So I like Gongs, however. And now, Nate, you're number 3.
I did my number 3. It was
Alias.
Balius, yes. Sorry.
That's okay.
No, this is
story all over
terrible. Now you are upset. You leave the show. Alan, you forget my number 3. You are awful. I will never quit your show once again. Now, guys, before to move the number 2, it's time to sing once again together the song.
Oh, Bill! Bill's number 3.
Oh, now, Bill, you are upset with me. Say,
Oh, no.
upset with you.
I'm so upset. I am
So
never
Bill-
going to do this show unless you ask me again.
Bill, your number 3, what is?
One of the Artemises. I like the original because of the wings, but I like the newer one because it doesn't have the wings.
Actually, she has a small wings.
Little tiny
Little
wings,
baby
but they're
wings.
not the big. I like her outfit is cool in that one. So that's a cool. Just a cool
Speaking of
character.
Artemis, to me, I have the first one, and I got the first one when the pre-order of the second one was open in the retailer. So, but because the new one is beautiful, but to a queen, I prefer the first one because it's more regal with these huge wings. It's beautiful, and by
that's
the
what
way,
I mean. Like I like both versions of it. I can't decide which one I like better of the two.
and now I want to do another silly stuff. Now, Joe, you need to watch your right. No, the other. That's right. Watch like that, and Bill watch. Okay,
It's my left.
watch Joe. Bill. No, the other side. The other side. Watch Joe. Watch. No, I want that. Bill says, "What do you think about the custom figure of Joe?" And Joe says what he thinks about the custom figure of Bill. That's there we go.
Ask him what I think of.
What do you think about the custom of Joe Vasapollo? And Joe, what do you think about the custom of Bill Mancuso? We start with Bill, but you need during this moment to watch each other during the stream.
I'm waiting.
Joe is waiting.
What do you think of the casting of Joe as?
He lost his words.
What do I think? Your custom is a Daith, right? That is your custom figure. That is possibly one of maybe the second most metal figure in all the line, next to Arathir himself. yeah, I'd have to say Arathir would be the most metal action figure in the line. But a Daith is a close
Arguable.
second. That's fine. We can do that. We really can. But I remember coming into Chris's office and seeing it right there, right at the door, and I would be talking to him about something, and I wouldn't look at Chris. I would just look at a Daith, be like, that's way cooler than Chris. So I'm just gonna look at this.
That's great. I didn't want it to be awkward.
Right.
Joe, stop looking at me.
You don't want to be awkward like this. I'm
So,
staring at a
Bill-
bouquet of Lego roses.
Bill, have you something to say about the beautiful custom of Joe as Apollo?
Is there a custom of Joe?
He has a
No, like-
customizer. He will be with a table of Legion's console.
Oh, as a customizer, yeah. It's got some badass stuff. There was that one figure you had that was at the last con that was floating with the robes. That was awesome. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
didn't
the
wanna sell
vampire
it?
mage.
Yeah. You didn't want to sell that, but you should.
I'll sell it now.
Sell it. It's cool.
Do it.
Okay.
Okay, now after this beautiful moment of love between Joe and Bill, now we can celebrate this love of these two friends to sing again together the Mythic Legion song.
Got the words already.
You got your legions when you find emotions. You find emotions
When you're in
into
America, you can be an elf. Oh, wait, no.
become like a jingle to put inside different moment of the show.
A segue in
you
between
gonna
segments.
Of all of us
Yes.
singing.
I give you
the
an
song?
advertisement
Plan.
that sometimes will be a solo of one of you in the middle of the show. So remember that you can be picked as a new guy, as a main singer in the song later.
Great.
The torture is not finished.
Good to know.
So, we back on the Mythic top 5, and we start with the number 2. And remember, number 2 is an important number because it's so close with the number 1. Looks like silly, looks like obviously, but not like that. Because remember, when you go in a bar and you need to choose a girl, and maybe this girl is not available, you need to pick the second one. The second need to be not ugly because you become really in bad situation like that. So sometimes it's better have one girl, two girl. I can say that because my girlfriend doesn't understand English. But if I start to speak about girl, etc., he become upset with me. So I love only my girl. However,
How do you know she's not pretending
Keeps-
she can't speak English?
Keep repeating that word. She's going to look up what it means. So just careful. Careful, buddy.
That's right, Joe. You understand the problem. For the number 2, wait a minute. We forgot to ask something because we hear the William Smithsonian number 3. We hear no number 3 by the Straight Poof, but we haven't heard the number 3 for Chris Garwich.
Hey, Alan, I gotta say it because me and Bill are dying. Every time you say the straight poop, you say the straight poof.
I like that better, actually.
Fucking hilarious.
Say
P-O-O-P.
P.O.P. Pop. Like Funko Pop, like that.
They're like Dookie. Like excrements.
Making a
Like
poop.
Pope. Like Pope.
Chip.
Like
No.
Pope. No.
No, poop.
Well, it depends on your point of view.
Oh, the straight oh,
Straight poop.
Straight poop. Straight poop. It's
I thought
correct.
you like the straight poop.
Because the straight poof
Straight
is an
poop is
oxymoron.
correct. Poop.
Oh, I'm fucking dead. Oh my god.
What's
Language.
happening?
Sorry. Oh god, I'm crying. I'm tired. What's the question again?
But the number 3 of Chris Gorwich.
All right. Number 3 for the other guy was Gonks. So for Chris Gorich is going to be
You said
Deluxe.
your name wrong.
Deluxe Goblin Legion builder
Oh.
because he's simple, and he's like the little brother of Gonks who got picked on, and then Gonks has to come and kick the bullies' asses for picking on. So,
And he has
I think that after the show, Chris go to his social media, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and will change the name to only one name to don't get in trap once again in the next
Add more names.
I'll get more names.
So five other names probably. So back to the number 2, and I want discover the number 2 from the one and the only, the creator of the unknown one, Bill Mancuso, aka Guglielmo Mancuso.
Guglielmo. Ciao.
I can't decide between Thistlethorn, Faunus,
I was going to say Forrest.
and the Silverhorn Sentry.
Go for Silverhorn Sentry.
So I'm going to go with all 3 of them. Just so Chris can't say Faunus.
You'll rue the day.
And now we move to Joe.
Who was also
I was good.
Faunus.
I was going to say Faunus because no one would expect a head sculpt like that, and the color scheme is pretty awesome. I remember seeing that and not expecting that kind of character in the line to back you up. But I'll say something different. Hadriana. Hadriana is probably the best female knight so far. The color scheme is great. The detail in the armor is great. The face plate, you lift it up. There's a wonderful paint job behind there. It's just a great figure. Some soft goods. Hadriana is solid.
She's the first female character in this top 5. No one of us put a female character so far in this top 5.
How do you know Gonks isn't a female?
Artemis isn't a female?
Oh, yeah, Artemis. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Bill did say Artemis.
Exactly, I forgot that. Because Artemis is more than a female. He's a queen. So you can compare Artemis with a normal female. She's
Nice
more
name.
than a female. Is something that you can. It's impossible to go with her. It's impossible. She's a queen.
She's unobtainable.
Untouchable.
You can't characterize her.
If she flies away, you don't get a chance.
You're
It's
muted.
like, you goes away.
So
Joe,
it's
I was
time
gonna
for
say Hadriana is also on my shelf that almost never gets put away. She's
Nate,
so
your
cool.
number 2.
Oh, my turn. Number 2.
Yes.
Well, nobody else has this one because this is it's a custom Emiria Golden Branch, but I've also customized her to be my homage to Green Goddess.
Cool.
I see it.
This is a combined custom between me and Nikki Nicole. Actually,
Nice.
Nikki Nicole did a handful of the pieces for this, and then I did the other bits, and it's a complete custom.
Awesome.
But that's got to be my number 2.
I'm going to step in with the penalty flag. Penalty on Nate. That is not an official figure. Does not count. Choose again.
Emiria Golden
If you want to use a custom,
Miria Golden Branch, I think, because without Miria Golden Branch, and I have this figure, beautiful figure, by the way, he can do that. He can do this custom without Miria Golden Branch.
if you want to have a custom in the line, you have to wait 2 years for Eric to make it an official figure.
That's the trick. That's the trick.
That's the trick.
Now it's time for Chris William Smithsonian and drum roll, the stray poop.
You got it.
I didn't have ground. I've been customizing while we've been talking.
Customizing poop.
That's for you.
What is that? This stuff.
I'm bringing it. This is Play-Doh.
It's just clay.
Always have some Play-Doh around.
Okay. We need,
I miss the smell of it because I can't smell anything
Italian
anymore.
is,
Eating a lot of fruit.
Italian is called Dido. They call it
Dido.
Dido.
Tito?
It's the same. It's the same stuff. Playable.
Good to know. All right.
Tito.
You need to know that because you are also a little bit Italian, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
Ciao.
Yeah. Ciao, molto bene. Grazie, mi grazie.
You speak something, you know something.
I know a lot of the bad words.
Oh yeah,
I know Grandma's angry words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, faccia de brute.
Faccia brute. Afanab.
Fanabra. His girlfriend will hear us saying these things and get mad.
The other one.
Maybe she's asleep now. Maybe.
I guess my number 2 would be Gorthok because he is a crazy
Solid.
looking, awesome. I love his color scheme, the blotchy spots and everything. He's so crazy looking. He's really cool.
Super cool, yes. But which one of you love Gorthok?
It's a 3-way love tie. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
That one was. What is the figure that you showed a few moments ago? Is
Mine?
one of your project?
That's Moses. Moses.
Go to Egypt.
Here we go.
What is
Egypt.
the Kickstarter? Where is it? What when is the perfect word? When we start the Kickstarter for your line?
Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Maybe for Easter. Maybe for Easter 2022.
Okay,
No,
when you start the Kickstarter, you come back to promote that.
You got it. It'll be hopefully it should be in a couple weeks. It might be live for Legions Con or it might be live right after Legions Con, but we'll see.
Okay.
It will debut at Legions Con though.
It will definitely. I'll have a ton of stuff on the table debuting at Legions Con. So yeah, I've just been messing around with stuff. Well, you know me, I'm always working.
Always work. I understand that because I was working too. So
Yeah.
we're on the same page. 24/7. That's right. Is like the title in WWE. There is a 24/7 title. It's a title the rest today right now. Start a few years ago. This stuff they create this belt called it 24/7, and is a pointless championship. Honestly, however, only the jobber got these titles. And they need to defend the titles everywhere, every time.
Wow.
Anywhere there's a referee, there's a chance.
Once again, I discovered a concept in English, the 24/7 concept.
Sometimes though we only work 7 hours a day though.
Oh man.
It's time for pick my number 2 now. My number two is something. Because honestly, when I watch the figures to do the pre-order, unfortunately, I do the pre-order later, the pre-order from the Force Studio, because I start that when I discovered this line, so I back to March 2021, and I watched the Lydia figure. In the beginning, my favorite was like the Ceballos of this wave, But later, when I got in hand the figures, the figure of this beautiful wave is later we talks about favorite waves. However, is Baron Volegar 2. This figure, for example, I'm not a big fan of the first one. The first one is a nice figure, but to a vampire, I want to see the face. And the sculpt of the face of Baron Volegar 2 is beautiful. This really old vampire, like is the wise man looks like, but evil at the same time. I like the fur. I like the chest piece that he has with the face of Ilya.
So much detail.
With so much details. Also, inside the neck piece, is the collar as details. Wow, this character is so charisma. So because of that, is super cool. It become my number 2. My number 2, absolutely.
Good choice. Good choice.
And now. Chris Garwich will sing along the Mythic Legion song.
Hell yeah. Bring it on. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Got your
Legion. What? You got who? Go. Ready? Okay. Ready? Ready? Okay. Ready? 3, 2.
You got your legion.
When you find your
affections,
factions,
you find
find
emotion
emotion
into
in
America.
America.
And now we try to go faster. You got your legion.
Legions,
When you find
find
affection,
faction,
you find
find
emotion
emotion
in America.
in America.
We go really slow. You got
Your legions. When you find your faction, you find emotion in America.
Now do it Micro Machines fast.
America. It's not related. It's related with you guys, but and now it's time, drum roll. For the drum roll, that's right. Our drummer of the night, Jovas Apollo, is also the first guy of this show that we share. He will share is number one. And remember, number one mean everything as a Mythic fan, as a Mythic worker, official member of the studio. So remember what this pick can change your life.
No pressure.
I better sit down for this.
Don't sit down. You're just going to stand right up.
I would have to go with Night Builder, the first. I guess it was. I don't remember if it was called Deluxe or not, but
The
it
one
had
with the
multiple
blue
helmets.
with the blue torso.
Right, yeah, with all those extra parts to swap out. Because I remember when I was younger, like my first time going to the Renaissance Fair, that was a big deal for me, real big deal. And I wanted to come home with an action figure of a knight, and they didn't have any. So years and years later, finally seeing something like that was like a dream come true. As silly as that sounds, just a generic knight, great design, multiple pieces. You can like really play with it. Again, an unnamed character. I do like named characters, but I prefer ones that you can, play with, customize, and that one again, right out of the box, to me is perfect. So many weapons, so many choices there. That was the one toy I'd been waiting for a majority of my life. So I would have to say yes, the Night Builder set.
Okay, now it's time to the prediction for the cat of Nate Birch. The cat, which character can pick? Purple, maybe.
What's your cat's
Purple.
favorite figure?
Calros or Purpler. Calros or Purpler.
Calros or Purpler.
Or Balam.
Well, for a long time, I've gone on shows and have said many times that Freya Deadhall is like right up there for me. But now there's probably a new one that I don't have in my hands yet, but many people are receiving, would be the Half Giant accessory, which I know it was already a pick for I think it was one of your picks, wasn't it, Alan?
This is my number 5, yes.
That was your number 5. So it's that he's probably going to be my number 1 for all the obvious reasons.
Absolutely. I expect that because it's your kid, your child, your figure child.
Yeah, sort of.
What is it? I saw a video somewhere with you. They playing with the samples, I believe.
I was playing with the samples, at the studio.
That was last year at G-Con.
What is your feelings at the time? Because it was the first time that you got in your hands in some way your figure.
It was really exciting. It was like, I mean, I've wanted to work in toys for a very long time, probably my whole life, really, if I stop and think about it. And then I've wanted to make figures. I have yet to make really my own figure. All these guys have all made their own figures. I'm not in that club yet, but I'm getting closer. And the closest thing would be this one, would be that accessory pack. So holding those pieces in hand, putting it on a ogre body, a half giant body, just seeing how everything fit together. It wasn't perfect at the time because it was a sample, and there were still some tweaks that needed to be done at the time. But there was a lot of magic there.
I understand. It's like when
Kitty agrees.
when I understand the feelings because it was the same when I published my first novel some years ago. So I believe over one more than 9 years ago, the first one. And when the first one, because later when you publish other novel, I don't know why. Also in the good things, you start to become to lost a little bit the surprise because it's not the first time, no. But when you got, for example, when I got the first copy, my first ever novel published, was a moment because as a writer, you have many stories, but only when you see the story become something that you can touch, no, an object. Only in that moment, you think, "Wow, something that they do that was only in my mind become real." So was
Uh-oh.
it's cool that also like you got this figure complete with the accessories. What I think they stay the same. However, no words, nothing about Walter. I don't know what happened
Walter's fired.
Again.
because I see. I
Lost
don't know.
him.
I need to refresh also on Facebook to see if he is online or not.
He had to take his pup for a walk.
Yes,
Pup had to take him for a walk.
I don't know. I don't know what happened with Walt because no, maybe he's not online. Yes, he's online.
Nate, I need to throw this out there while we're on the topic of the Noble Barch. Everybody wants a belt buckle of that thing shield.
Yes.
Like we're all in agreement. A belt buckle needs to happen of that
Yep.
shield, one way or another.
I didn't agree to this.
see that?
Yes, dude.
See that in metal would be so cool.
Everyone
It
who
would
matters.
It would be metal in metal.
Oh yeah.
Come on, I can't believe nobody. Oh man, that was an easy one.
I sent a message to Walt. Let's see if because he's still online on Facebook, so maybe
He could show up to sign off.
Hey guys, have a good one.
So it's time for the number one for Bill Mancuso.
The unknown one.
The no one because it's yours. It's
I
the same
waited-
reason of Nate for the
2.5 years for that.
So, Bill, what's your favorite? What's your number one?
It would be the one that I created.
Of course.
And technically, it is out.
Technically, it is out.
We have it right over here.
Held it in my hands.
A lot of them.
Do you have your own? Do you have your figure?
No.
So it's
No.
still boxed up in the studio.
Yeah, it's still all boxed up.
oh, but we will get a copy for you, I believe. No,
I hope so.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
See if they,
Got to see if I can
Free
clear up with
copy
upper
for the
management.
creator, come on,
Yeah.
a free copy for the
I know
creator.
somebody.
Yeah, you do.
And now it's time for a
He's right there.
meeting between three egos. They try to match up together to find what is the number one for the straight poop, Chris Gorwich and William Smithsonian.
I will have to say, and you're all going to say I'm not allowed to do it. I'm going to say,
You're not allowed to do it.
damn. I was going to say the Headless Horseman.
You're not allowed to do it.
Damn it.
That's not Mythic Legions. That's Figure Obscura.
Damn it.
the name of this show
Nate is
Figure
right. It's
Obscura?
not a Mythic Legions. It's a Figure Obscura.
All right. Then I'm breaking the rules because that's what the three of us do. We never follow the rules. I'm saying Arachagore. I don't care that it's not out yet. It's named after my damn kid and my last name. It's going to be my favorite figure forever and ever and ever. And you can't tell me otherwise.
Otherwise,
Wow, what looks like a wrestling promo, this one.
it's too bad it doesn't count.
That's his
in that
catchphrase. You can't tell me otherwise.
Yes.
That is a beautiful figure too. I mean, that's a really good, solid.
Yes,
figure.
can't
Yeah.
wait
Awesome
also
for
to
that.
have that one, to have this one. But we talk about Poxus later. My favorite is this is also a surprise for myself because obviously not because we did something similar in the last 1 million views show, and we got after that some new figures: the Deluxe Legion Builders Wave, the Lithia Wave. But still the same number one also today. My number one is a guy with a long beard, with two big wings, with many feathers on his helmet. He's not really tall, but he's strong enough to take over a giant. And his name is Almir Goldentooth.
Oh,
A dwarf. Good man. Good man.
I like this figure, and I tell you a little story. When I started Mythic Legions, my love with Mythic Legions back on March 2021, I started to pick the character that I want in my project, and many of them were old figures, difficult to find, like John Runeshaper, Ursok, etc. But one of them was Army Goldentooth. It was really hard to find him with a good price. So I started dreaming about Army Goldentooth since March 2021. And after my interview with Dennis Derby, he told me, hey, if you need some figure, don't be shy to ask that. Wow. So I pick a list with all figures to Dennis. And Dennis was amazing, and he helped me to find Almir Goldentooth.
What a
I
gentleman.
remember when I got the box for the box from Dennis was a few days before Christmas, and my project is to do the unboxing for Christmas. So I remember I did probably 12 reviews. I shooted at that time 12 reviews and 12 unboxing in one night. Until 6 a.m. and later I go to do my vaccination for COVID without sleep, so I go to the hospital in the bigger city like a zombie, like an agony myself. I passed the entire night to shooting videos, and now I go to give this shot of vaccination.
Are you glowing in the dark?
Yes, exactly. In the light, actually.
Glowing in the light.
But when I saw the lights to me, now the lights where I live appears the sunrise close to 7:30 a.m. Oh, he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
it's Walter. He's alive.
Guy.
Welcome back, Walter.
His name is Walter.
We all miss you.
He missed the whole show.
Sorry.
You're
I
part
got
of
the
our
skeleton.
Now, Walter,
And Nate's captain.
now I have something for you. Now we singing together the Mythic Legion song. And later you need, because you arrived late, my friends, you are later, you need to sing along the song, my friend.
The whole song by himself.
So
the whole
now,
song?
now we singing together for you the song, and then along the song. Okay, there we go. There we go, guys, together. We all five. We all star five. You got your legions.
Mythic
When you
Find your
find
action.
Oh yeah.
you find
Find the motion
into a
in
man.
a magic world.
And now it's time for Walter. 3, 2, you got your legion.
You
Go,
got
Walter.
When you find your faction,
You find your faction.
you find emotion
You find
into a magic world. Again, Walter, only you.
you find
You find your factions.
you find your
You find
Oh,
emotion
he's Shatnering it.
you find
into a magic world.
magic.
It's Tambourine Man. It's Tambourine Man.
And now, Walter, it's your turn. You need to give to us, to share with us your Mythic Legions top 5 with figure releases so far. There we go. Yes, we
Wait,
start.
can I guess?
They can't
Can
all
I
be
guess
trolls.
first?
Troll.
Malleus, Malleus, and Malleus.
He's
There's
you're
probably
pretty
a troll in there somewhere, though.
you're pretty close. Yes, yeah. I mean, I hate to be predictable, but it is. I mean, the top 5. It's like I don't know. Missed out on the earlier what everybody else talked about, but it's basically is just it's like I don't have much else. I just have Malleus all over the place, and that's it. You know, a few ogres. The new Decellibus is probably a favorite of mine right now. Like recent, that's one that I remember seeing on. Oh God, the one of the G-Con reveals a couple years back, and when you guys had it on the show, and seeing everybody playing with it and showing it, it was like known as the ogre, like the vampire brute. That was a favorite of mine for probably a couple of years, just because I couldn't have it, and I'd seen it in the studio, and I'd seen it in like Chris's office at one point as a prototype, and yeah, stuff like that. And
You can't have it.
yeah, you cannot have it.
You can only look.
Yeah, you cannot.
You can have it in your house, but today you can. So the Ceballos is
that
your
was-
number 5 or number 1, but you need to give me also, like the other guys, the other 4. You can't escape death. So Walter, you start with the number 5. What
Chris
is
had to
the
give
Ceballos?
3
On the
for
top?
each. Chris gave
Number
top
one.
15.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I take it and I draw it out longer, that just means everybody has to stay on even longer, right? So
Oh, there goes my connection. I waltered out. Sorry.
yeah. No, I would say Decellibus is like a current favorite. Definitely happy to get him. I think I picked up an extra at like PowerCon, so I was excited to get that one and run around and have that one for a couple days extra before I got my others and stuff, and then the new. I don't know if it's a figure or I've made it into a figure, but I was just talking to Nate about this the other day. I call it the Nate ogre. I don't know what the official name is, but that the armor set that I remember seeing Nate show this to me, and we were doing
Noble Nate.
one of the G-Cons with the big antlers and the ogre with the big like pauldrons and everything. And I was just talking to him just the other day, text message, and joking back and forth with other things. But I was like, what is this called? Like, it needs a name. I'm like, we call it Nate. Like, that's the Nate ogre or something. And I forgot what Nate had responded at the moment for what they called it at the studio. But that's a favorite of mine. That's probably another one that I just love to death. I have a whole bunch of those. I just keep making those. That ogre set. I have them in the other room.
Awesome.
And I'm excited, and I actually have a custom version of it, but I'm excited. I have the new like ice troll. I'm excited for that, but I have one that was actually custom painted, so I love the newer ice troll with the stone troll head. I had one of those done, so I think my next 2 are the trolls. Any of those trolls I would take and play with every single day. You know, the new ice troll I'm excited for, and I'm happy that I have like a custom one, so I don't have to wait. Whenever that's coming, Chris. So
You're at the end of the line.
well, that I'm at the end of the line. I know that. I don't get my stuff.
To say he can't be at the end of the line. I'm at the end of the line. I'm almost always at the
Everybody's at the end of the line.
I'm pretty sure I'm even further down the line than Nate is, and Jim.
At the end of the line, and then we wait a couple of days, and then Walt gets his.
Yeah,
The ways of the line are very mysterious. Very mysterious.
the guy that does the social media and the community stuff and flies across the country to come see you guys. He's way at the end. We don't.
Yeah.
But the line favors no one man or woman.
We don't.
Favors me.
I'm further away than Nate, so I get even less priority. So if I lived in Hawaii, I'd probably be closer to the other side to get it then. But and then I think like anything, everybody knows my number one would be Malleus. It's just, I think from the beginning, that's like probably the coolest figure that's like I've ever seen.
So Malleus still your number one also after you got the Elythia and the Deluxe Legion Builders. It's the same situation like Almir for me. Almir is still today my number one. Also, if I got this beautiful figure because the Elythia Wave is super cool, and also the Deluxe Legion Builder, but if, Almir to me is still the number one.
Yeah.
So we have something similar about that. But you pick a troll, the accessory pack, the noble birch. You pick the Sebalus, Malleus, but it's 4. Give me another name, man.
I'd probably pick another one of the trolls. It goes back and forth. I love the stone troll. The first edition, that was like my first troll ever that I have and bought, and that's Jasper. You know,
Jasper.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, the travel troll, the troll
traveling troll. He's still my favorite. It's such a happy figure, and I love the size of him. And I have talked to, I love that one even more because I have talked to more people across the whole entire country from like Hawaii to Jersey, walking around carrying the troll and playing with them and putting them out and taking photos with them. And he's sitting there at a bar or he's at a restaurant or flying in an airport and
do they make you pay for another seat?
No, he's infant size, so he sits on my lap. I've had the stewardess and the flight attendants come and give me crap about him. They go, "Sir, you've got to put your toy under your seat or
my baby."
Yeah, and I go, he sits with me and he can be buckled up. And
I was gonna say, did they make
put him in your belt?
Yeah, it's more traumatizing when I have him and I have him looking out the window and he's like this up against the window, and I've literally had the guys
loading, down there, buddy.
The guys that load the suitcases on the ramps, they've loading it and they're and they see this little head up in the window and they're just and like they're probably looking out the window and everything and going, what in the hell is that thing? So
it's a real life gremlin on the plane.
Yeah. What do you call it? It's like one of those what do you call it, from Twilight Zone episodes, you know? So right. My wife's saying
Makes a return.
Hi.
There's Mr.
Hi, Mrs. Walter.
So it's time to sing again together. This time the song. 3, 2, 1. You got your legions.
You got your
When you
find your faction.
You find your faction.
You find
the motion.
I got my
In a
Even a skeleton.
Rock song. Rock Mike.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Don't encourage him.
Props.
Yeah,
Awesome.
All right, Bob. Carrot Top.
And now we move to the next topic of the show, guys.
Mr. Allen. My next topic is I'm going to have to leave because I'm still at the office and I have to drive home.
Wow, and you're still after in convalescence of your COVID too, also, no?
Yes.
So
and it's a good 40-minute drive home.
So you need to leave. By the way, how much time the other guys have to continue the show to understand the schedule?
It's still early for me and Walter.
Yeah,
I can stick around.
Well, since I am on East Coast time, Mr. Allen, but I do your hours, We're good.
So we can. So Chris, before to say goodbye, you need to do something in the end.
Let me guess. Sing the song.
Exactly. So Chris, now, before to leave us and move to the house, sing the song along the piano. However, 3, 2, 1.
Find allegiance when you find affection. You find emotion in the magic world.
Again, Chris, come on.
Find allegiance when you find affection.
I have no fire.
And Nate has no fire. Oh, in the magic world. You can be an elf, you can be a skunk, you can be a faunus or a skeleton. Or you can be the most beautiful creature in Mythic
Now
Legion.
the song become a little bit sad because now Chris is come to leave us.
Excuse me.
Don't die. Whatever would Bill do?
So Chris, leave the song with this sad music like the end title of a sad movie.
I already did a slow fade out.
Goodbye, Chris.
So are we done?
Goodbye, Chris. Goodbye, my
What's in this
friend.
thing?
Good night, everybody. I'm out of here.
Bye, Chris. See you
Bye,
soon
Chris.
with your figures.
Thank you.
Feel better.
Happy 2 million plus. You too, Joe.
Bye, Chris. So, guys, now we back to 5 guys in the
Thank
show.
God we got rid of him.
Yes, Bill?
Now the party starts.
Now we
Now we can start the show.
Now we start the other 1 hour and a half of the show. And by the way, you know what is the longest episode of the show?
George,
Because before George, the longest were in the same position. The first episode of CB and the 2 episodes of William Stout with 2 hours and a half of show. But with George, we moved to 3 hours show. It was
Pretty good for being no fun, right?
yeah.
yes,
For a
yeah,
guy
he
who
was
hates
really fun guy.
George went 3 hours with that.
3 hours, yes.
Yeah.
Because he wanted.
It took me 2 watch sessions. Yes.
Wow. I haven't seen that one yet. I missed out on it. I felt bad. Like I was on it, and I was on so long that my camera and my phone died, and I had to like leave. You know.
No problem, Walt. Now we start 3 hours with you.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to leave. It could be the 2 of you.
Yeah. Oh.
So now we move to the next topic. We need to pick only one for this topic.
Ooh.
What is your Elitia favorite figure? So we start with, because it's the last one that arrives in the show, we start with the Letia figure favorite by Walter. And maybe it's the same thing.
For the Lithia?
For the faction?
For the wave.
Wave.
Oh, for the wave. I going back to it. Is definitely the vampire brute ogre, the Decelbus. He's just cool. Like I mean, I was looking for him in the background here. I think my son ran off with him. Oh, excuse me. But he's a favorite. Yeah, he's just there's just something about him. He's huge, and he looks like a supervillain. He looks like if he looks like this big monster enforcer or character that like he's the final boss when you get through the big castle and like Castlevania and you look and you open the door and there's this 8-foot tall monster vampire that's probably ripping guys limb from limb, and He's just awesome. I gave mine a giant axe. I made an axe for him, and then I gave him Varg's wings. So
Oh, cool.
he had the wings that, the wings are the size of your hand, and just he looks even bigger and more intimidating. He's just sitting there on my dresser in my bedroom, actually, I think right now, I'm sure, or whatever my son did with him. But he's awesome. He's like the super villain, I love Alithia and I love all the other figures, but that was the one I waited for, I want to say, God, that must have been 2 years ago when we saw him first. So
Yes, a lot ago.
Yeah, he was a really big tease for the longest time because he sat around for 2-3 years before they put him in the wave. Everyone's like, "Hey, next wave's gonna have this guy." And nope.
yeah,
Wasn't he around in the first G-Con?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the screenshot of him for the longest time when you guys were all sitting around, and I have a photo of him, and CB, I screenshotted it from a live video, and CB's holding it, and CB had the biggest smile on his face, because I think literally Sherry had just came over and set it down after painting it, and he's sitting there holding this thing, and Eric, I think, is sitting to the side of him, and they're like, "Wow, look at this." And CB's eyes were this big and the biggest smile, and he's just like, "Check out this." And I think they were talking at the same time, going "What are we gonna name this?" And it's the Vampire Brute. I think that's what we're calling it, in the studio right now. And I'm just oh my God, look at that thing.
Licking the screen.
Oh yeah. I was zoomed in and looking at the screen and screenshotting it, and that was my excitement, man. So
He's a cool one.
Cool. And now, Bill, is your turn to pick your favorite character of the Lithia Wave.
There it is. He said character. I love it when you say that, Al.
Character.
yeah.
Probably Krotos. That's
Cool
a
figure.
It's fun.
Why?
It's such a unique figure. The animal guys, for some reason, I like. They're cool. And what did George start calling him? The Fresh Maker. Krotos, the Fresh Maker.
Yeah.
Looks like a promo for whatever. What is the name of?
Mentos.
Not chewing gum, some stuff like that, to have a fresh.
He looks
Fresh breeding, no? Fresh maker.
he looks
In the summer, you have problem in the summer with the hot summer. Use Krotos, the fresh maker.
Use Krotos, the Fresh Maker.
he looks like he could be a character in a cereal commercial.
Yeah.
He's so happy looking. He could be like, "Hey, buy some Cheerios, and here's Krotos," and he's smacking orcs or something. I don't know.
Krotos will eat anything,
Krotos.
but he prefers the cereal. Yes.
He's chewing on the box.
Yeah.
Now is the turn for Joe with his beautiful baritone voice. Tell me, what is your favorite character of the Lithia Wave?
I prepared a little. I have to go with Varg.
Oh
Cool
yeah.
figure.
Varg.
I'm glad I didn't
I
say
customized this guy a little bit. I just tossed some armor on him, but I have another one in the
also
cabinet.
see this guy with the armor.
Yeah, but this is the closest we've gotten to a gargoyle in my mind, or grotesque. But I love that type of character. In fact, yeah, I've got tons of these things around. There's all Stan Winston, Extreme Gargoyle.
Oh yeah.
I've got them all over the room. But yeah, I would have to say this guy. I've been waiting for something like this for a long time. There's the sculpt on that head is fantastic. I remember there was one year where I think it was on Instagram or Facebook. They had teased the sculpt of this head. It was around Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got so excited for it because I'm like, oh, I can only imagine what's going to happen with that. And it turned out awesome. I think I have like 3 or 4 of this guy now, but yeah, so much fun. I love Varg.
Super cool figure.
Creepy little son of a gun.
He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Do you have them displayed with that string hanging too, or is it just?
No, I just tossed that on there. But at some point, in my office here, I will have a ton of figures hanging from the ceiling because there's just no shelf space. And I got a lot of guys like on flight stands just hanging around. So there's going to be a bunch of dudes just hanging from the ceiling
I think it
sooner
could
than
be
later.
cool. It could be cool if you try a way to display the Varg like that, the fly from your roof. No.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, there were some Halloweens in my childhood home where I would dress up as a gargoyle and be on the roof of the porch, and I would sit really still, and people would think I was a decoration. People would knock at the door, no one would answer, and they walk down the steps, and I start to throw candy at them, and I like freak out the children, which is a good time. But yeah, Varg,
That's
gargoyles, Varg,
Gargoyle.
gargoyle,
Vargoyle.
love them.
And now it's time for Nate. What is your favorite of Elithia Wave?
I don't have my Lithia in hand, but I'm hoping
Did you get put on the back of the list too?
I'm in the back of the list for sure on that one.
Oh no,
Rightfully so. It's because I was complaining about Chris online
Yeah.
on the Cabal. I was saying
you think he's joking, but he's not.
Shipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I complain about Chris on the Cabal all the time.
I delete those comments as soon as you put them up too. So I'm sorry.
Thanks. But,
It's to
but I'm
save it.
pretty sure he saw or he felt it through the force, so he
Yeah.
put me at the back of the line. No, I love all the big stuff. Like I love Alder and Apharius,
Oh yeah.
and I love Phobos is going to be really cool. But honestly, this one, as I look over that wave, I'm really excited to open up Elithia herself. Like just the skeletal arms on the back. I just had so much fun painting her for the packaging. I mean, I was just, yeah, she's just awesome. And she's got a lot of new great parts. Something
I think
about
the
this
design of
evil
Elithia
vampire.
is beautiful and crazy in the same time. The design of Elithia, because she has so many stuff, and also do the review. You need to watch many stuff in the same time, because I did the review last week for her with these additional arms, this crazy helmet, address, whatever that she has. It's really beautiful and crazy in the same time. The design of this.
I gotta
Now
ask you.
is my
Can I
turn.
ask Joe a question?
Sure.
Well, did you notice on a lot of is it Iraq? No, not Irakagor. That's the dragon. The homage, the web store that also has the piece on the back that
Okiedos.
Okiedos. Thank you. My Okiedos, for whatever reason, that thing on the back likes to pop off really easily. Is that the case with Elithia, or is that maybe that's my one-off figure? Or have you run into that as well?
I haven't, but I haven't played with Okiedos all that much.
Okay.
My Lithia doesn't have that issue.
Awesome. So it could
yeah.
be just my one-off. It could just be my figure is a little bit loosey-goosey for whatever reason.
Yeah, I haven't heard any of that online either. I've had one person ask about it with Elithia, and I told them immediately. I said, "Well, contact customer service. It might be like a one-off thing. It might
Probably is."
And,
Yeah, I haven't heard any.
But no real complaints. I did have a guy today actually say he had something wrong with his Elithia and Flobius, right? Is that the
Phlogius.
Floby?
Yeah.
Floby.
Phobos. That's right. Phlogius is next doors. This one's Phobos.
Okay, I get them confused because it's so close to each other. But he had said like the legs were real loose, and he had overall like potentially just one of those that everything was loose on it and he couldn't stand it. And I said contact customer service right away. I said don't.
Chris at.
Yeah, I'm like don't let it just flow by the wayside and just think it's a bad figure. I said I bought an extra one, and I haven't had any problems. It's displaying in my back over there, and I think they're great. But yeah, that's probably the first I've heard of it. So
Nice. I figured, and that's good. Just curious. I'm really excited for Lithia.
Also, my Lithia is okay. Well, speaking of the back
arm
with
attachments.
the arms, is perfect. So,
Good.
I have no problem so far for it. I did only a mistake, but because it put too much force. I broken during my unboxing. I broken the handle of the shield of Baron Volliger too.
No.
Yes, but because
Most common break of
yes,
all of my
but
figures.
because I still
You see it?
working with something that's really secret. But in last few months, I discovered to use the hot glue. So with the hot glue, I put it back in place the handle, and now works.
Yeah.
But I started working with hot glue, but not because I glue myself in the walls, but because I have a project related with hot glue.
Yeah.
But it's my turn now. Like you can see, also my outfit is a little bit vampire. No, you can see this.
It's
It's a little
very,
bit,
very gothic.
exactly a little
Very
gothic
creature of the
because
night.
exactly I am a guy of the night, and to me now I try to don't pick the same characters that I put in my previous top 5. So I love Baron Bolliger 2. It was my number 2 in my top 5 generic top 5 of Mythic. So I can't consider this guy in this to pick the number 1 because I want to do something different in my speech. However, so
You're gonna pick the hand and foot pack, aren't you?
exactly, well, it's not easy pick up the best one because the all wave is beautiful. So it's my wave. This one is my wave. For example, the reality wave, I have some figures, but not the all wave. I have the Red Sea Soldier, Balius, Vorthog, Magnus, but only these 4. The other guys were good figures, but not for me, not for my idea, my project. But the Elythia is my wave because I love vampire. I love these animals, this creature is super cool. So I remember that last time that we did the 1 million views over 1 years ago, it was Walter also in that version of the show. I was really excited about the Ceballos. And the Ceballos is awesome. But when I opened Alder, I saw Alder. Wow, Alder is awesome. What is my number 1 now? I opened Aetherius, the Centaur. Wow, this Alder is awesome. I opened Varg, is awesome. Oh my gosh, what is number 1? So now I think that I won't pick this guy. I decided to pick this guy because it's something first time ever. Like Alder, but I pick Alder in the previous list. So I decided to pick as a number 1 because he's unique, he's big, he's the first time ever that he got this type of race in the line. I picked the Centaur Aetherius. Because also if you watch the hair behind, if you watch the figure behind, no, and watch the hair, these intricate lines of hair that he has, this it's unbelievable, the design, no? And also if you watch in front, the face is beautiful. This figure is really epic. Epic is the perfect adjective to describe this character, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Aetherius.
Yeah, he has a great color scheme, and everybody's wanted centaurs from this line from the moment we got a horse. It was like, horse? Oh, automatic centaur. Let's get it.
And
Probably.
now it's time for a little music jingle. But now, Joe, pick you which one of the guy, the beautiful person right here. Which one do you want to sing the Mythic Legion song alone?
My choice.
Yes.
Oh, me. I'll do it. I'll take this one.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I'll do it again. Why not?
You got
Find your legions where you find your faction. You find emotion in a magic world. Drum solo!
John
Even the
Apollo. So now the next
I'm gonna
one,
go get a drink.
you need a drink, a beer, man. So we wait a little bit, but I give you the spoiler for the next topic when you wait.
And we won't tell Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Make him guess.
This is the next topic. In this one, we can put everything, not only the stuff released so far, everything. So also something that we already did the pre-order, but we haven't in our hands. So you can consider also Poxus and also All-Star 5. And if you want, also the Cosmic, because there's not called Mythic Wave. Could be also either Cosmic. The Cosmic, the book 1 or the second wave. What is the name? What is the name of the second wave? I don't remember.
Advent of Decay.
No, the second wave of Cosmic Legions.
Oh, Cosmic. It was the
book of
book 2 of Volcatar.
yes.
Book 2. Oh, book 2. Okay. So, Joe, this is the next topic. Favorite wave, and you can include in this wave both Cosmic Legions wave and also Poxus and All-Star 5, and all wave releases so far. So this is a little bit hard because we need to consider also something that we haven't in our hands, or we can see you in your case also in real life, the prototype.
This is tough.
Dang, yeah.
This is hard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No.
Right?
No.
No.
So,
It's
we
tough.
start-
You're asking too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. New wave.
I'll
Yeah, someone else go first.
I'm gonna start for you guys.
Yeah.
I think it's different for me because I was a fan that's been lucky enough to be involved and then now become affiliated with the company, if you will, and get to meet everybody, meet the artists, meet the painters, meet everybody, and it's just become friends with everybody. It's one thing. But it was, I think for me, it was from the beginning was the original first release, and
34 figures.
yeah, all that, the first wave period, and I saw it, and I
it
didn't
was
buy.
frozen, maybe.
No, you're back.
We can see
frozen,
it.
maybe.
No, we
No,
see,
not anymore.
Because let's see.
but I want to say I think the one for me was
Maybe it was frozen, maybe. Yes, I was frozen for
You were frozen. You're not frozen now.
Yes, no, because I have like I'm very professional. I have another device to watch everything works.
oh
Smart.
I thought there was 2 Walters. Sorry.
yeah, I can hear myself. But like I said, for me,
And by the way, I need to put the charge because this other device is close to goes down. So continue because I listen.
It's very professional.
hey,
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm about to do the same thing. So
I just say that it was professional and the charger was almost down.
if we were professional, we would be getting paid for this. You know, I mean,
Oh, you guys aren't getting paid? No.
we got a separate deal worked out. That's
Yeah,
why.
I'm working at the same time
Yeah.
on a thing, but only a little bit. Only when you see me do this, then you know I'm working on something, which has only happened like twice in the show.
So
Yeah.
Nate, it's time to you to turn your screen and show your secret.
So what I'm working on right now, if you go to Intern for a Day in a couple weeks, you're going to see what I'm working on right now.
Oh, I didn't get
Ooh.
Wow.
That was, that's something that was always fun is being there, having someone like Bill and Joe and Nate. Nate was literally drawing and painting, showing people what he was doing on packaging that we now have in hand. That was just that we have. I have one of those packages in the other room that I remember taking photos of this and putting it online and going, "That's cool, Nate." He goes, "Yeah, this will probably be part of the packaging and this and that." And I go, "Wow," so. And now we have it in hand, so it's so cool to go to that type of event. That still always blows my mind as being like a fan and a fan first, and then to be able to do this with you guys. So
Yeah, you might see one of Eric's sculpts might show up as a figure's head or something. You never know.
Yeah.
You might be in the painting studio and see a bunch of 3D parts laying around that we forgot to put away before everybody came in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look, check this out on this shelf. Hey.
Well,
It's not done on purpose.
I remember one of the first times ever doing that and being invited to the studio for the first time, and first working with everybody and coming in the studio, and nothing was like set up and hidden away. And just, hey, Walt, come on in, and the restroom's over there, and if you need something to drink, the room's over there. Go get yourself a coffee or something. And I'm walking around with my eyes like this big, and I'm just grabbing like prototypes and picking them up, and like, wow, there's like, there's Halfnon, and here's Brontus
and Chris was following you around and pulling them
out. Brontus.
Luckily, Chris wasn't there at the time, so I went into his office and I started picking stuff up off the. I'm like, man, look at this! Like, what character is this from? And he's like, well, I don't know. And then same thing, Eric would, we'd go into the other room, and Eric showed me in his office, and he's like, here, you want to see something cool? And he like brings up like Olithia and stuff like. I'm like, okay, I'll go home happy now, and so.
So, what is your favorite wave, Walter?
Oh, so my favorite wave to like my ramblings that I do, I'm sorry, is just is the first one. Like I said, to be a fan first, to come into the series, and I didn't buy it when I first saw it, and it's that classic, like, I saw it, I was like, wow, that's a lot of cool stuff. And then I had a friend of mine tell me you should try to get one. Get something, get the basic stuff. And I got like the barbarian, one of the barbarians, and then I got Malleus. And after I got that, I was like, this is the coolest toy ever. Like, and I needed more. And then of course.
And then you got more. How many Malliuses are you at now?
A lot. All of them. Yeah.
All of them.
Most of the first run.
I have one right there.
Yeah.
There's one.
Yeah. He doesn't know other people have some.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
I was
just disappeared. That's weird.
I was told originally when I told CB once, and he told me the amount that was actually released for the first wave, and he goes, I think you own about 2% of all the figures sold.
Wow.
And he goes,
wow.
He goes, that's insane. And I go, no, that's
bad.
That's a start.
Because I'm like, I kind of obsessed over it, and suddenly I had X amount, and I literally was the guy that was causing like one figure to drastically go up in price. Every time he came up, and if I had extra money, I would buy one.
So people thought it was a popular figure, but it was just you.
It was literally.
Hey, everyone loves this figure.
Yeah, people would be like, "Man, look at there's one on eBay right now," and I'd be like, "Cool, click, I buy that now."
Mine.
So, but yeah,
it's the mine button, not the buy button. The mine button.
Yeah, it should say just Walter on it.
The Walter button.
Yeah, and but the first series for me was probably the coolest one ever, just because to see it from the start, and then Neil wandered off that way. But the first series was probably the most fun, just because like at first I didn't buy it. I didn't like a lot of them at first. And then I got one or two of them in hand. And then I was like, damn it, like these are the coolest things ever. And I went and I started buying, but I only started buying the ones I want. I didn't have like the all in, and I didn't have like the Clavian, like the red skeleton. I didn't have like the gold. I didn't have, what do you call it? Like I didn't have some of the dwarfs that I just. It was just one of those things that just, some of them I just didn't want, and then I was able to see and meet the guys in person at one point, but the first series was probably the coolest set I think to come out, just because it started all the Mythic Legions and it slowly crept up, and then the rest is history for me. So.
Was the beginning of a line, but also of a journey, of a legacy, also a little bit
of a culture.
It's the beginning.
That's right.
It was the beginning of the madness.
Exactly. What is the name of your dog?
This is Neil.
Neil.
Hey, Neil.
I have a dog too. My dog is a. I have a dog too. My dog is a pug. A pug. No, the little dog. His name is Charlie.
Charlie.
Yes. And now, Joe, you try to escape this question, but now we back to you.
I'm going to go with Colosseum. Colosseum was a pretty solid and well-rounded group of figures where you had just about one of everything at the time. You had a dwarf, a skeleton, barbarian, a knight,
troll.
A troll, yeah. Brontus the troll. Yeah, that was the first. That might have been the first wave where I'd actually made a pre-order for it. Everything before then was I can't remember if that was before Advent of Decay or I can't remember when it happened, but yeah, just around then.
That was a great wave.
Oh yeah, the Black Knight.
Yeah,
I mean, all of them.
Yeah, there was no bad figures in that wave. That was
nope.
the wave I ordered multiples of.
Right, and Halmir was in there.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
My favorite.
So yes, I have to say that's my favorite wave, and I've always thrown out there that maybe we need kind of Colosseum, so they're all fighting each other.
And Adamon also in that wave?
Yep.
I think so.
Yes.
That was a good wave, man.
Yeah. So I would say what we need is repaints of all those guys, like Colosseum Round 2, and do repaints of everybody. So you do the Adamon and a Faker, and you do the Keltis in Scareglow style, and you have a Black Knight as or maybe a Red Knight. Just kind of flip all those colors around and
like a white.
Like what?
I mean, if the Horsemen like money.
I think that's a pretty easy one. Yeah. Colosseum for sure.
Okay, now is turn for the turn of Bill.
I'm gonna have to go with Advent of Decay because I just realized 4 of my top 5 picks were from that line.
Right, Brother Mandibulus.
Brother Mandibulus, and Artemis, Hagnon, and Faunus.
Right, you got a new body style in there. You got introduction to different races.
Yeah, it's a cool. I don't know. It's just the
first and only glow in the dark figure.
Yeah, for now.
Now.
Next one's gonna be blue.
Better be.
It's either blue or it's wrong.
Those are the 2 choices: blue or wrong.
And now is the time of Nate. Nate, pick your favorite wave.
I honestly thought of all 3 of those. Those all immediately jumped into my mind, but I think what I'm going to go with is book 1 of Valkatar, book 1, Cosmic Legion, the very first one. And there's a lot of amazing memories tied to that. I got to be at the hotel when the guys were revealing them.
Oh yeah.
Online.
Yes,
I was there at PowerCon. Yeah, we were there at PowerCon. I'm just hanging out in the hotel room with Eric and Jim and CB, watching Eric talk about all these with Jeremy and all this such, and then got to help CB set up all that, the prison cells and stuff that they were displayed in at PowerCon.
I was down in the lobby drinking.
Awesome.
What?
Awesome. And let's just say I've been looking at that wave a lot right now.
Oh,
That's all I'll say about that. But yeah, I'm looking at that wave a lot, and I happen to have them all right in front of me, and it's like that is an amazing wave of figures. There's so much variety. It's also a little bit of I know Eric would not say that Cosmic Legions is his chance to do Power Lords, which is a great love of his. But in many ways, it's like this is Eric's Power Lords kind of a thing,
but better.
but better.
Yeah.
Agreed. And looking at the Meatball, looking at Kragnar, looking at it's so good. It's colorful.
Yeah.
It's fun. There's a little bit of everything. You've got monsters.
They're massive. Yeah. They completely different than anything else out that I've seen. Even recently to see the prototypes and the more posable ones that the recent power are all at. Man, those things were amazing.
Yeah. Plus,
Trevor, I'll agree with you on that one. Those figures packing those up the ship was
did you break
was
anything?
not
Jim?
fun. Maybe.
Probably. Especially with the Sphexians, I can imagine those are nightmares.
When they went, when the recent ones that went, or the ones that went to the PowerCon that got revealed.
The ones that went to PowerCon.
Yeah, the prototypes.
Oh yeah,
there was a lot of super glue in that hotel room.
Everybody was high in that hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got photos of Eric setting them up, and at the booth the day of it, when after the reveal, and poor Eric was just so frustrated, and he was shaking from trying to delicately put the Sphexians back together, and
For the 18th time.
are in the background watching him, just like hyper focused, like holding their breath, watching him assemble it, and we're all sitting there going, Eric, you do this, like you said, we'll put everything else around you and get it ready. And here he's just trying to put them back together. And oh my God, like I have photos of that, and of just watching that, and how fun it was. And oh yeah, he was just super tense, and he was so stressed because like the littlest details on him had come apart, and he was trying to glue them back together just so we could show them. And he like two of them didn't get shown because of
the two Sphexians.
Yeah, just because of the little detail that had fallen off. He was just like, I can't show these, and they're here, I'll pull them out if somebody asks, but I'm happy with the display. And then like I think 20 minutes later the doors open and 1,000 people came to the booth. So yeah.
Trevor, yeah.
Yes, I understand that, because I'm a guy that I'm not really good to put together something really small that have some problem to stay all in place. So I understand the frustration of Eric at the time, because especially when you need to prepare everything for the show to display this stuff, and maybe you struggle with this little stuff to put together everything. It's not easy, I think.
Well, I'll tell you something from my side of it, doing the stuff that I help with, is that I always ask, and I always ask if the guys or anybody needs help. And then at the same time, I always ask if I can photo it for all of us. Because I asked Eric, I said, can I take pictures of you doing this and tell the story? Because you got to remember, like when Joe is setting up the booth at like RetroCon, people don't get to see that. They don't get to see all the work involved with it. When Eric is setting up the figures that are one of a kind and just recently painted or just recently shipped, and they're so delicate that if it's positioned wrong, it could break, and it's going to have to be completely remade. And this is to be displayed for hundreds, if not thousands of people that are going to come through the door and take thousands of photos and put it online. And I'm lucky enough to be there, take pictures of them, because that way they can see it later and the fans can see it and appreciate it, to where it's like, wow, look at the detail, look at the extra little things being done, like look at the effort. Like I love taking the photos of people setting things up and doing themselves and working, and and doing that. I've taken where same thing where Nate's meeting people and signing autographs and talking about his art, that fans are waiting in line to come over and see and meet him, and it's to see the genuine happiness and expressions on the makers, let alone the people that are the fans. That to me is something special, and why I love doing this
You
for
should-
them.
You
Yes,
should set up your camera and do a
understand.
time lapse.
I've
Also-
thought about that. Yeah.
Because for
We
an
need to
art,
do more of those.
I can
Yeah.
tell you something about it. Because for an artist, when, for example, I do some convention with my book, when I publish a book, and
Yeah.
when the fan arrives to get autograph to talk, maybe they told you that they were really emotional during reading the story. So sometimes happened some, especially the girls, but also some, especially the girls, they told me I was in tears in that moment of the story. So when you hear something like that, also when on this channel, on the other web wrestling, when you understand you do something for people, there's people that watch my WWF Outpost promotion, they love the old wrestling school,
Yep.
and they told me, oh, when I watch your stop motion, I go back to my childhood, I become child once again. So it's stuff
Yep. Uh-oh.
that as an artist you like, because the art, every type of art, any type of art is a way of love to other people. So when you do something that people feel better or love it or enjoy it, you understand why you are an artist a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. It's amazing to see that from my side of it, looking in, and then also to come back on the other side of the table, and then to give back to the community and the fans and everything too. Everything from just standing around and having a cup of coffee, talking to Bill on how he's doing and how his drive was coming to the show, and if he's hanging out for the day, or if he's just passing by, to having a 4-hour long line at a convention and just bagging stuff as fast as you can to help the line go along, and people want to stop and talk to you the whole time, and I'll stop and talk to them, and putting stuff in their bags and giving them hugs and thanks for coming out and all that kind of stuff. And it's amazing at times. It's been highs, the highest of highs, to where it's just it's so fun and entertaining. I explain it to my wife all the time, and she just nods her head and goes, "That's great," So
Same here.
yeah.
Cool. So now it's time to pick my favorite wave.
Yes.
Obviously, when I hear your picks, I thought, wow, this is right also for me, because I like Collision Wave, I like the Advent of Decay, I like also Poxus, because I like the magician, the wizard. But for example, the wave of Poxus, there are some characters that are not for me. Poxus himself, the demon,
Azazar.
the green demon, or the genie, super cool figure, but not for my idea. The others are perfect for my storyline. So because of that, because of my project standpoints, because I'm probably inside of me there is a Dracula, however, the Alethea Wave is my favorite. I like so much also the Deluxe Legion build. There is another wave that I like so much. For example, I like more the Deluxe Legion builder than the Heretic Wave, for example, because speaking of the character are more for me. But the Alethea Wave is my wave. So
it's your wave.
It's my wave, so it's my favorite. Absolutely. Back to the song together, guys.
Here we go.
You got your legions.
You got
When you find
your
passion, you find emotions
fine.
in a
magic world.
In a mythic land, in a mythic space, in a mythic life, in a mythic night. You can be a knight, you can be an elf, you can be an ogre. Even a skeleton,
There it
even a
is.
skeleton, not even. So now it's time for the last topic of the night. And the last topic is favorite mythic race. This is the last topic of the
Dwarf,
night.
done. It's the beards.
Dwarf.
The beards.
Yeah.
Huh.
We can pick also the same, yeah, because you pick my favorite race too, though, because dwarf is my favorite.
Oh, it's not vampires?
Because of that, I need to pick my second favorite is the vampire, absolutely. So I pick the
Right.
vampire. And now is the turn of Bill, aka Guglielmo.
Guglielmo. I don't
The
know.
Italian Walter is Walter, so it's close.
That's cool in Italian. I like that.
So,
That's
Bill, what is your favorite race on Mythos?
I don't know. I'm checking out the website here and looking through them. I don't.
Bill,
I don't know if it's
what would the new character that you did? What race is he? One of the
He
No.
doesn't know. Nobody knows.
unknown.
He doesn't
That's
even
on
have
par.
a faction.
he's just unknown.
Just completely
Yeah, no.
unknown. Nobody knows anything about him.
That's
So
fine.
maybe you like the unknown race because he hasn't raced because you created this.
That's possible.
where
I was
I-
going to say though, I like a lot of the animals, so I don't know if they're one race, but it's the animal characters are kind of cool.
The Fae.
Yeah,
Anamorphic type, basically, or
yeah.
So okay, I
Your
understand.
thistle thorns, your
Kratos also.
bog troll, your bog goblins, and Krotos, all those kind of animal.
Jaguar characters.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Just,
But
I
the
guess
back goblins still a goblins, however. The back goblins.
Yeah,
like
lesser goblin.
Yeah.
the animal ones, I guess.
That's cool. Those are
Okay.
fun.
I would pick skeletons, but I don't want to. I know Walter will probably pick that.
Yes, you can choose skeleton because skeleton is for Walter.
I know I don't want to.
But Nate, what is your favorite race in Mythos?
Probably, I'm gonna have to go with. I don't know if they're a race, but I mean it's Viking, the men of the North. You know they're kind of the barbaric end of things, but I mean, having done the map, you know that there's Viking Fell that's way up there.
Yeah,
and it's probably whoever's living up in there. They're probably my people.
Also, because one of them is your creature, man.
There's that too. Yeah, that certainly helps. That absolutely helps. Yeah.
Super. I think because I saw the tracking, they are scheduled to be on my house next Wednesday. So when I will open this accessory pack I put together in the review, I will thank you,
Awesome.
Nate. So
Awesome.
finally get this because I like so much. Walter, your favorite race, man.
It's easy. It's the skeletons. And my whole philosophy on that too is just everything dies, so everything becomes a skeleton, and you can't kill what's dead. So
I remember that. I remember this your idea because you told me that in the first time you comes in my show in I believe it was last July of 2021. And you told me that no one can kill an undead. I remember this concept, and that's right. That's true. So before to say goodbye, I remember to all the viewers right now that next week on this channel will be a Mythic Legends Necronominous prediction with Eric Miller and Elic Rebron. We try to speculate which karate we will get with the Necronominous wave. Plus, on November 7 at at 3 p.m. Eastern will be on my show, the Hasbro Transformers team, for a special interview. So this is the next two future episode of the show. And now we close the show together because we sing together the Mythic Legion song. You got your legions
God,
when you find your
Find
faction,
affection.
you'll find affection.
you find emotion
You find
into a magic world.
the magic.
Again, guys, you got your legion when you find
Find
your
your
faction,
faction.
Find your faction.
you find
Find
emotion
emotions.
into a
The
magic
magic
world.
world.
So,
Thank you.
guys, thank you so much to enjoy the show. One of the cool things to be a YouTuber and to love Mythic Legions live is meet awesome friends like you guys. I hope one day to be in New Jersey to meet all of you. Maybe some points.
Start that boat ride early.
What?
Start the boat ride early so you get there. in
You don't
time.
like to fly, right? Playing's no
Yes,
good.
yes. I need to find the fly and to find the courage. What is the courage? Is correct? in
Cruise.
English?
Yep.
Cruise.
And the courage to hop
Oh,
on
Be
the
encouraged
airplane.
to go to the airplane because I don't like plane in general. Fly is not, but I think also because I need to find the money because I honest with you, with YouTube, with my staff as an artist, I'm able to pay my taxes, my food, my figures. But I'm a guy that I don't save too much money, because I spend too much for something that I love, and also to do something that's still secret, but it's something that needs some tooling to create something, or whatever. But I hope one day, because my girlfriend told me many times, why you still atone too much time to watch your stuff? We won't go. And why we still in the same place? Because you need to do your videos, do your stuff. Hey, so darling, don't problem for that, because one point in the future we will go to LegionsCon one day. So I hope maybe next year. This year I can't. I hope to meet all of you in the same time, one time.
Yeah, that would be great.
amazing.
That would
It would
be
be awesome. You need to hitch a ride in one of our containers full of toys. It'll be real cheap and uncomfortable, but you'll make it eventually.
You'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. However, thank you guys. Have a nice night, a nice weekend. And don't
Thanks.
forget, to all of you guys that watch right now, to hit the notification bell, subscribe, share on social media, and don't forget the next episode of Mr. Alan in the World of Toys Super Show. And thanks for watching. Thank you, my friends, and thank you to all of you guys that watch right now. Bye-bye, guys.
Ciao, buonasera.